Hey, this is Robert at Guzzi Fabrication. Now, this is for all you guys working at home on your projects, doing your own body work. I've got a simple, easy, professional trick I'm sure you don't know that's going to make your life easier and give you a better quality finish on your project. So, I've set up a sample board. Now, this is 2 samples of body filler. They've had hardener added, been mixed up, but I want to show you or want you to notice how different they are. And then I'm going to tell you why we're going to do this trick, what it'll do for us, and why you want to do it. It will eliminate pinholes, give you faster, easier application, higher quality finish. Okay, now I have I have marked can 1, can 2. Can 1 is a control. Can 2, we're going to do something special to. You can see just plain body filler. I'm kind of disappointed. These are brand new cans. Feel like I got cheated. Not a lot of filler in there, about half. Okay, paint stick 1, paint stick 2. Here's what I want to point out, and I want you to pay attention and see. Okay, these paint sticks, well, they're not moving a whole lot. And the reason is the filler is very dense. That can cause problems. Now, there's nothing wrong with the filler. That's not what I'm saying. Perfectly good to use. You can use it all day. But I'm going to show you a trick that will improve it. So anytime you're working with body filler, you add a hardener, you have X amount of time before it hardens. In that time, you have step number 1, you have to mix the filler thoroughly with the hardener or else you're going to have big problems. Number 2, you have to get that filler onto whatever surface you're working with. Number 3, you have to shape and contour that filler. Don't want to just blob it on there. Now, I've added one thing to can number 2, and I want you to see if you notice the difference. And then we're going to explain why we're doing this and how to do it and what it's going to do for us. Okay, yeah, it's pretty evident, pretty fast. The consistency is very different between the 2 cans. We're going to squeegee this out one time. Take a look. Okay, you can see the surface, kind of lumpy. Looks like air is trapped in it, or air pockets. Pretty rough. Squeegee number 2. Now this is before hardener's been added. Wow, very different surface. Okay, there isn't any air that's going to get trapped in that, as opposed to number 1. Okay, let's go ahead and add the hardener. We're going to mix this up. I'm going to show it to you wet, then let it cure. Show it to you then. And I'm working around the camera, so it's kind of hard to hold this. Okay, with just out of the can, it's a lot. I have to put a lot more force into it. Now, being this thick, you can see that it would be very easy to trap air in this filler. So we're going to wipe this applicator off. Get this mixed up. You can already see how much easier it is to mix. And that's going to do all those things for you that I mentioned before. Get it on the vehicle easier, get it thoroughly mixed, be able to contour it easier. Now this is wet. You can see the trapped air pockets. You don't want that. That will ruin a paint job. After you're finished, paint it, everything shrinks down a little bit. You start seeing all these little holes, and that'll make you sick. Well, I'm going with number 2. Yeah, that's the one I want to use. especially if you're doing a whole car, man. That number one will wear you out. All right. Now it's dried. Hasn't really changed. So now let me explain what we're going to do, what we're going to add to achieve these results. The trick is fiberglass resin. Okay, so let me shut down all the naysayers right off the bat. Oh, you can't do that. You can't add that. That's gonna mess it up later. It'll cause it to crack. La 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 la. Okay, this is the ingredient label on the fiberglass resin. Ingredient label on the body filler. Body filler has fiberglass resin in it. All we're going to do is change the consistency, thin it down a little bit, make it much more user friendly. Okay, well, how much? Well, this is a graduated cup. Now, this isn't exact, so I'm just putting a paint stick up there. It's graduated in segments of 10. So if the body filler lined up with that 10 mark, well, number one would be 10%. 20, 30, 40. Start with 10%. Mix it up. Check the consistency. You usually don't want to go over 20%. So I don't want anybody putting in the comments, oh yeah, I put in half of a can and it messed it all up. It was too runny. Yes, it will thin it down too much. You don't want to over thin it. So start with 10%. Mix some up. Use it. See how you like it. Mix it to your preference. Mix it thoroughly. Like I said, this is pre-hardener. No hardener's been added yet. And once you get used to it and more advanced on a horizontal surface, you can make it, it'll be self-leveling. Now you don't want to over thin it on a vertical surface. You can change the consistency to match whatever surface you're using it on. Huge, huge plus. I mean, once you understand and use this a little bit, you can start really figuring out different things to do with it. I mean, yeah, look at that. That is so much different than opening a can. Yeah, try it yourself. Open a can, see if it does that for you. It won't. But hey, I hope this tip helped. Like, share, subscribe. Check out my other videos. Thanks for watching.